they are ready to kiss their business with love? Or is today the day they kiss their business goodbye?
Good evening. What a way to start the show this week. Welcome to the Kiss My Biz show. I'm Annette Gray, your bad cop who apparently can't talk this week. We're with Claude Jenkins.
The good cop, and I'll sit here and talk for a couple of seconds so that my bad cop can get herself together. We are here. You ready, dear?
I'm back. Wow, that's a great beginning to the best beginning to the show ever. So, hello, how are you? Hopefully you had a wonderful week. I'm not sure if you're listening to us on iHeartRadio via www.globalbusinessdevelopmentcenter.com or you're in your car. Whichever case, thank you for joining us this week. And our typical housekeeping details, we have a new series of workshops. It's our Valentine's special to you, our listeners, and South Florida residents.
This time I got them right.
This time you got them right.
Yes.
You want to tell them about the workshops this week?
Wednesday we have Pricing for Profit. That's the 5th, 6:30 to 7:30 at our establishment at 14,000 Military Trail. And next week we're going to have hiring the right people for the right places for the right time. And that's going to be the same day, Wednesday, 6:30 to 7:30. And the third week, we're going to end up dealing with, I hope I can remember this.
Business plan.
No, that's the fourth week.
Oh.
Yeah, the third week, we've got productivity improvement for employees, how to get them to make you more money. And then the fourth week, we got
the intro to writing a successful business plan.
There you go.
Absolutely. So Claude and I will be tag teaming those. As a matter of fact, he's doing all the heavy lifting. He's teaching all the first 3 weeks, and I bring up the rear with the last week, the business plan, writing an effective business plan. So give us a call at Global Business Development Center, 561-894-4500 to register for those. And this is, again, our Valentine's gift to you. They're all free workshops for 1 hour every Wednesday in the month of February. So now to the show, and the reason we are here.
And if you notice, we don't have our guest here. We have something special.
We have a client who is in Arizona. He's in New York City. Oh my, he's moved. He's in New York City, and he's on the phone. He's joining us on the phone this week. So if you've ever wanted to be on the show and thought you had to be in South Florida, that is not the case. We have Jovan Stroop, owner of Disrespect Wear, on the line, and we're going to be talking to him this week about getting products on shelves, on the major retailers' shelves. So, Jovan, are you there?
Yes, hey, how are you?
Oh, fantastic. How are you doing?
A little cold, but I'm all right.
You're a little cold. How is, I guess, the weather in New York? I thought you were in Arizona. I'm not sure why. Your brother is in Arizona.
Yes.
Got it. So you're there in New York, and you're kicking off this manufacturing company. Tell us a little bit about Disrespect Wear.
I started it actually in 2005, not even really thinking about starting a clothing line. I came up with a design that, it was a simple design. On the front it said, "Do not feed the pigeons." On the back it said, "No bread and no seeds." It meant something for me, but it was just one of the things I just wanted. I had something in my mind, and so I decided to do it. And people saw the shirt and started asking to buy it. I made 100 shirts, sold 100 shirts in a couple of weeks. So from there, I just decided to start making other shirts. And I decided to call it Disrespect Wear because the designs are like respect. So, when you see it, you might not get it right away. It takes time for you to get it. So, and then if you don't get it, it's the opposite of respect, which is disrespect. So that's the play on words. And and it's been going pretty well since then. But I'm at the point where I kind of need to get it out into some more stores and get it rolling from there.
Okay, so you're at the point where you've done a lot of grassroots and bootstrapping, and now you're interested in getting it out to a major retailer getting it on the shelf. That's correct?
Correct.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Do you think you're ready for a major retailer? What does your foundation look like? So if, let's say, JCPenney's were to contact you for a major order at this point, do you think you're ready for that?
Yes, definitely.
So do you have the manufacturer and the shipping and the fulfillment center and those kinds of things in place?
Yes, we have a manufacturing company out in California currently, and we get all our orders fulfilled and everything through them. And our goal kind of is really to reach out and start off with a lot of the specialty boutiques, also with the major market stores as well, but definitely the boutiques. In New York, that's really kind of the big thing. When you want a design or clothing that not everyone else has, you go down to, Soho and different stores out here, and this way, you always have a different look than the person next to you.
Okay, so I think before we can start talking about getting you on the shelves, I think the important thing is which shelves do you want to be on, and that decision is made by determining who your target market is. So tell us a little bit about who would wear your shirt. What does that demographic look like for that individual, and what does that psychographics, what does that lifestyle look like for that individual?
A lot of the designs, to tell you the truth, our demographic is probably from anywhere from 15 to 45, 50, because we really don't have like one set look. So we might have something for someone that's a little older. It'll be a shirt that might speak to them a little bit more. I'll use an example. We had a design for that we did for Obama's inauguration. So the name of the shirt was American Dream without the A. So we went out there and we had hats and T-shirts and everything, and people gravitated towards it, not really knowing the story behind it. Which I said the name of the shirt was American Dream without the A, because the American Dream, we weren't really supposed to be a part of that. So I left the A off of the name American. So like we have shirts like that, and then also other clothing, which is kind of like, so our demographic really is from anywhere from youngest 15 to as old as 50, and it's different stuff. Some stuff is based on hip hop, other things are based on lifestyle. So but I guess our demographic would have to be 15 to maybe 35, 40. I guess you can call it urban gear. Around there.
Okay, so I personally think that demographic is too wide to target initially. So I initially would say create a product that you want to go mass production with to a target demographic, and then look at the stores that mirror that demographic. So look at JCPenney's, look at Urban Outfitters, look at some of these other manufacturers, and look at their target demographic and create one or two product lines that's going to go specifically along with that. So then it's an easier sell to the retailer. The semantics in terms of whether you decide to do some of the trade shows where a lot of our retailers do go to look for new product, the buyers go, or you decide to get a manufacturer rep who already have those existing relationships, that's a decision that could easily be made. I think on your side, you just have to decide. I would tighten that niche a little bit, tighten that demographic a little bit, and once you've done that, or create 3 or 4, and then pick those stores that are in line with the same target market, your parallel demographics. What do you think, Claude?
I was in the same ballpark with you. To identify your revenue streams, basically the demographics that you just talked about, but hone in on one particular group so that you have most of your power is behind that one group. because whether you go to trade shows or you use salespeople, they have to have some sort of power punch in order to get your product through.
Get it on the shelf, absolutely. I was going to ask you, Jovan, what historically, because if you have to decide, and when we come back from commercial, we'll talk a little bit about that. I'm giving the sign for a break. But think about this while we're gone. Who's buying your shirt now? The lion's share. I know you might have a mixed bag, but if you were to look at your existing sales and try to come up with the largest percentage, when we come back from break, we'll talk a little bit about targeting those people out of the gate. Okay?
This Respectwear. We started with a simple but complex shirt design. Please don't feed the pigeons. No bread and no seeds. This shirt was made to express a particular mood. The meaning and interpretation from each individual that followed was amazing. This led us to design shirts that make people think, with no boundaries and complete honest expression. This Respectwear is a new and refreshing concept in clothing that makes you look good, but also display a profound, funny, or thoughtful message. Visit our website at www.thisrespectwear.com. That's RESPEK, thisrespectwear.com. This Respectwear is not your normal clothing line. We pride ourselves in thinking outside the box and aren't afraid to be different. Visit our website, www.thisrespectwear.com, and begin to show the world the real you.
If you're looking for a West Palm Beach accounting firm with a client-first philosophy, contact Remap Incorporated today. Our firm provides outstanding service to our clients because of our dedication to the three underlying principles of professionalism, responsiveness, and quality. Call us at 561-623-0241. We offered standard services such as bookkeeping and tax preparation, but unlike others, we have developed an extensive menu of specialized services dedicated to ensure that your business remains financially sound and prepared for a strong future. Want to learn more? Call us at 561-623-0241 or visit our website at remap.com. Let us prepare for your solid future. Call 561-623-0241.
Welcome back to Kiss My Biz, where we have another business owner on the hot seat. If you can't stand the heat, don't get in the kitchen. Our good cop, bad cop duo continues to challenge today's business owners to take on the 21st century business world fearlessly. Now, back to our show.
And we are back. I am Claude Jenkins with Kiss My Biz, the good cop, and I have with me
Annette Gray, the bad cop, with the Kiss My Biz, our weekly business talk reality show. We have Jovan Stroop on the phone, and we have been discussing his product line, This Respectwear, and talking a little bit about some strategies for getting to that next level of mass production and out to the retailers. So, Jovan, are you still there?
Still here. How are you?
Good, good. So, going to break, we posed a question about taking a look historically at your customers. Who's buying from you now? What's the largest percentage of your buyers?
I would say a large percent, definitely males between the ages of 20 to 30.
Males 20 to 30?
Yeah, probably the largest percentage.
Okay, so the next logical question is, where do males 20 to 30 shop? Do you have any idea of that?
Well, like as far as like in New York, there's a lot of shopping is like one of the best things about being from New York and being out here. So there's a lot of competition, but also, like I mentioned, there's a lot of stores, specialty boutiques that a lot of people tend to gravitate to now because it doesn't really carry the same thing you see everyone else with. So there's a few different boutiques out here.
So yeah, that very eclectic boutique where they have not one of a kind but small sampling of products. But if you were going to target a national retailer, that males 20 to 30 would shop, because I think that's the next natural progression. I think that's a great lead to market with the boutique stores. But if you were going to look to target a national retailer, I don't know. I don't have any young men 20 to 30 in my life right at the moment. Where do they shop, Claude? Do you know?
Well, I don't have any either, but I can tell you they would probably be shopping at some of the lesser stores, not the high-end stores, not the low-end stores, but probably what we were talking about a little bit earlier, like the J.C. Penney line, or even Target would probably be another area that you could look at. Those are two companies right there that are desperately looking for a niche.
Well, and I was going to say maybe a Gap or Banana Republic, or I think it does, Jovan, bear some research. I think off the cuff tonight, neither Claude and I are your target demographic, so it probably is going to require a little bit of research. But you do understand how we came, the natural progression. One of the things I think small businesses don't pay a lot of attention to is who is demand, who is buying their supply right now. And if your target market that's buying from you right now are males 18 to 30, it says something about your product, and you probably should then try to expand on that. That's not to say that you won't increase sales in other areas, but if you have the support and the demand in that age group and demographic at the moment, then we probably should attempt to lead with that. There are different ways of getting into or on a retail shelf, like, as we mentioned before. You could go directly to a lot of the industry shows in Vegas and New York. You could attempt to do some of the fashion shows and some of the fashion weeks in some of the major cities. And again, you could also then choose to get a representative who would represent you to their existing book of retailers that they're selling to at the moment. So again, that part is not too difficult. I think it's making sure that you're clear about who you're attempting to sell to, making sure that your foundation in terms of your manufacturer, your just-in-time shipping, your fulfillment center, having a quality product and have enough of those quality product on hand if you were to get a major order. I think that should be your primary focus, because once you have that in play, I think the rest can happen relatively quickly. So are we helpful?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, it is paramount, though, that what we just talked about at the end is that you have to you have to know exactly what your logistics are, because that's what's going to be asked. If we bring in this amount, how soon can we get it?
Yeah, definitely. And finally, and to wrap it up there, Jovan, the other key component of your team is a billing and invoicing system, because a lot of small businesses think they're ready to do business with a Walmart or a retailer. The negotiation for that in terms of payment to you, whether that's net 90 or net 60, whatever you're able to negotiate, that process has to go very smoothly. You'll have to get a good accounting team and also probably some software that helps you to track where your invoice is within the process of this particular major retailer, so that you don't get caught up in that process of late payments because of quality control. That is probably one of the biggest impact I've seen on small businesses or new emerging businesses, just getting paid so that they can have the money to fill the orders and it doesn't become a never-ending cycle. So please feel free to give us a call at GBDC. We'd be more than happy to help you really tie up that foundation and your logistics, and then help you to start approaching some of those retailers. So I'm getting the wrap-up sign. Jovan, thank you so much for being on the show. We'll be running your radio ads this week, not only on the air, but as part of our video. And thanks so much for being on the show.
And Jovan, don't worry, we're trying to get through this 75-degree wind chill factor we have down here.
Let me go put my jacket and my gloves on. Thank you.
Well, you now have a reason to come to Florida because your team is here. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Global Business Development Center is a one-stop shop boutique firm specializing in services for public and private organizations, small businesses, and entrepreneurs looking to establish, grow, or improve their profit margin. The organization is primarily dedicated to help clients explore new markets, as well as startup and expansion opportunities by providing training, support services, funding, and business development resources. Call today, 561-894-4500, or visit our website, www.globalbusinessdevelopmentcenter.com. We provide products for business owners at every stage of business development, from idea feasibility through startup, growth, and expansion. We use state-of-the-art technology, including webinars, as well as video and phone conferencing to meet the needs of our clients globally. Call today, 561-894-4500, and get your business started in the right direction. Are you in need of legal representation and just can't find a legal team that understands your dilemma? Cousins Law Firm is a cohesive blend of attorneys and legal assistants of diverse backgrounds and cultures. This broad scope of experience gives them a well-rounded and fresh perspective on cases and client needs. They have offices to serve clients across the nation, specifically West Palm Beach, Florida. Call today, 561-835-1727, or visit the website www.cousinslawfirm.com. The firm's logo, the white horse, is a biblical symbol of truth, humility, and justice, principles on which they base their practice. Their goals at Cousins Law Firm is to provide full service and satisfaction to their clients during every step of representation. Call today, 561-835-1727, and get the best representation you deserve. Welcome back to Kiss My Biz, where we invite you to call at 888-565-1470 and speak to our subject matter expert and access resources that will grow your business. www.globalbusinessdevelopmentcenter.com is our website for further information. Now, back to Kiss My Biz.
Welcome back to the second half of our show. Not sure if you're listening to us at globalbusinessdevelopmentcenter.com or at iHeartRadio, but in either case, we have with us a second guest. And if you have listened to us in the past, you know the second half of our show is dedicated to subject matter experts. And as you know, that funding to start and or grow a business continues to be the most requested topic and subject matter that we get, not only in the center but here on the show. And to that end, we have Christopher Boudi from who's a loan operations associate with Axion USA, and he is here from the Miami office. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. So, half an hour is such a short time to get a lot of information out. So tell us a little bit about Axion, and then tell us a little bit about maybe some of the products that's available, and then I really want to find a way to touch on how to get prepared to put that loan package in.
No problem. So Axion, we're a nonprofit microfinance lender, which means we do small business loans. Our average loan size runs around $8,000. Like Annette mentioned, funding is a very popular topic for small business owners, and several banks are tight with funds and lending money to small businesses. So we get tons of calls from small businesses who have been rejected from banks or traditional finance institutions and looking for other avenues to get some funding for their business. Mm-hmm. We do loans up to $50,000. We have we have a couple programs, but our two main programs are business loans for established businesses who have more than 6 months of operation, and business startup loans, which we call our Sprout loan, for businesses with 6 months or less in operation. and those businesses do have to be home-based.
Okay, and that is a hugely underserved market because most banks will not touch those small businesses at all. Most banks will not touch a startup. Period. So that is an ideal product. That there's definitely a large market, a lot of home-based businesses out there that's looking for some funding either to get started or to grow. So tell us a little bit about what are the qualifications for these products?
Yeah, so we're typically a little bit more flexible than the banks in terms of time in business. Most banks do require 2 years of operation. With just 6 months of operation, we can lend up to $10,000. And our credit requirements, that is one of the biggest factors limiting small business owners, even who have the amount of time in operation. Their credit is a barrier. So a lot of what we do is provide small loans to help them build their credit, because we look for a minimum credit score of 575.
Oh, wow.
We can have up to $3,000 in past due debt. Foreclosure, which is a big issue here in Florida. 1 year after foreclosure, we can work with the client, and same thing with bankruptcy. Most banks can't touch any client that has a bankruptcy on their credit report.
Right.
We do wait a year, and then we can start them off with something small depending on what's still on their credit report. But a lot of what we do is credit rebuilding and helping these business owners establish themselves with some business credit and get them the funding they need.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yes, it is.
I think, like you said, it's a nonprofit organization,
Yes, it is.
so you do have to raise these funds to re-lend the fund to the much needed, coming out of the economy that we've been in. That's an amazing product. Those are amazing products. Talk to us a little bit, and we only have a few minutes left, about what is the number one decline reason that you have at the moment, and how does one get prepared to make sure they can get a thumbs up on their loan?
Definitely, there are a lot of things small business owners can be doing. We do look at 3 months of bank statements, and a lot of small business owners don't always deposit all of their funds, and it is difficult. We are flexible and we do work with informal businesses, but when we don't see the cash flow, it is difficult because we do need to prove the ability to repay a loan.
Right.
For example, a $10,000 loan has a $400 a month payment. When we look at bank statements and we only see $2,000 in deposits a month, it's difficult to cover the business rent, the home rent, and all the expenses, and for us to feel comfortable to lend that money.
Right.
So that being able to show your cash flow and have an efficient accounting system is one good thing to do.
Fantastic. We have just maybe under a minute left. Can you please tell the listeners how to reach out to you? And your website is a great tool because it does a pre-qualifier. There's a first step so you can know if you're going to move forward. So how can they reach out to you?
You can feel free to call me at the Miami office at 305-548-3360. My extension is 1828. My name is Christopher. Or you can visit our website, Accion East. That's ACCION East.org.
And we should mention that Accion is a national organization. So if you're not in the Miami area, you could still go on Accion and find a branch or an office closer to you. That's correct?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
We got to go.
Great job. Very concise, great information. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Hopefully you'll come back.
For sure.
And thanks, guys, for listening this week. And next week we will be back. Same time, same bad channel. Have a good week.
You've been listening to Kiss My Biz, your weekly reality business show, where each week a business owner joins our good cop and bad cop duo looking for real but informative business solutions and resources to grow your business. Tune in again next time for more Kiss My Biz. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is